Don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone? 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun?
Yeah, his baby said that they don't got a future like it burns. So give him something worse to kill his head with, make him forget somehow. Might be that another day she would have wished he stayed, but they're done. Sorries won't be enough this time. Yeah, he's calling all his friends to get some action and distract him right now. He's fine, got Lucy on the line, let's get this started. Where's the party tonight? I feel good, nothing weighs me down. I can't believe my luck right now. Red eyes while he said, don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone. Don't you wanna have fun? Never mind my dumb heart, it needs a little kickstart. 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Ooh, who needs a job to pay the rent? He's busy. Gotta feel free sometimes, right? What doesn't make you will only make you stronger if you believe what they say. Might be that another day she would have wished to stay, but they're done. Red eyes while he said, don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone. Don't you wanna have fun? Never mind my dumb heart, it needs a little kickstart. 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Yeah, his baby said that they don't got a future like that. It hurts, so giving something worse to pass the time. Don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone. Don't you wanna have fun? Never mind my dumb heart, it needs a little kickstart.
Test 1 2 1 2.
Don't you wanna have some fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Don't you wanna have some fun?
I can get you through this when it hurts and it's bad, yeah. Don't ever feel like you're all alone when it's bad. I can get you through this when it hurts and it's bad, yeah. Don't ever feel like you're all alone when it's bad. I can get you through this when it hurts and it's bad.
Honey, you said you were watching a crypto show, and it looks like you're watching the pole dancers. If you ever want to see my niblets again, you have a lot of explaining to do.
I can get you through this when it hurts and it's bad, yeah. Don't ever feel like you're all
Welcome to Late Night Crypto Charts with Road Dogg, live here at the home studio back in West Virginia, not in the wild motels with a little bitty mobile setup And my apologies, sounded very, very rough. But let's just go ahead and get into what crypto is doing today. Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? Here we go. Oh, we got the fireworks on. I didn't turn some stuff off before. We got too many dancers on the scene, but hey. Is it festive? Bitcoin just dumped on the smaller time frames. Looking here on the daily on the Bitcoin. See JN in the house. How you doing, JN? Bitcoin's still under the 9 moving average on the daily. No bueno. The biggest concern that I have as far as my indicators go here on the daily is this big, thick Ichimoku cloud. Do you see over here what usually happens when we come close to those big, thick, green Ichimoku clouds? It just sucks us right in there. Usually, and here it comes down to this 100 moving average. Testing it one time, a couple times here. We'll just call it one big time. 3 times, and then boom, fell through it down to the 200. Not quite down to the 200. Excuse me. That is my parabolic move. That was an incorrect statement. This yellow line is the 200. Did not quite come down there. So can it play out again? Because this is usually what we see with the green Ichimoku cloud, except in some rare cases where it comes in and then it spits itself back out like it just vomited it out. I don't know. It had a bad taste in its mouth. Did not like that piece. Did not like that bite. Didn't settle well. Just blah. Doesn't happen very often, but could it happen again? Yeah, it's hard to say. But Bitcoin is currently in my bargain area, which basically lays just right above this 100 moving average, about $28,426. Can Bitcoin come down further? I do have this trend line right here. Let me go ahead and tidy that up a little bit here on the daily. They will vary depending on what time frame that you draw them on, and you see them on another time frame, they can be off a little bit. So when you see someone analyzing this and they go to a different time frame and those lines just look totally off, a lot of times that's the reason. But here on the daily, we can see that price, can fall all the way down to 28,000, and we can still technically be bullish on Bitcoin. I do not doubt that we will come down to 28,000. I think that's very highly likely. Hopefully we will not touch this moving average just yet. Maybe we'll save that for a later day. But just looks like a good time to drive prices down to accumulate sub 30,000. If I, were like an institution or somebody just trying to get a little bit more Bitcoin at those good juicy prices. If it was within my ability to do something like that, I think that I would probably entertain that thought. Being the greedy bastards that they are. You can look at this as being a rising wedge, which has a tendency to break to the downside. That's the bearish scenario, bringing us back to 20,000. And we're not there yet. Ichimoku cloud kind of makes me want to keep that scenario in mind, but I also view this as a rising channel. Fits a little bit better, in my personal opinion, which is also technically bearish because these can break to the downside a lot of times. Bring us back down to about this $21,000 area. That would kind of suck just a little bit right now, don't you think? I think it would kind of suck. So I'm going to say that. However, when you're in a channel, you are in a channel until you're not. And currently we are still in that channel. So, there's a very good chance that we will stay in that channel find a bounce there and then start working our way back up to the top of that channel. So keeping my eyes open for that very possible scenario. Currently, we are still within a big range here, but we have lost a little bit of some key areas there, so we got to keep an eye on that. And we watch Bitcoin because if Bitcoin ain't happy, ain't nobody happy, including our altcoins. So tracking Bitcoin's very, very, very important if you want to survive in this world we call crypto. Some little boogers will grab onto you and eat you alive if you're not careful. Check my indicators here on the daily. Got the red dot on the day for Bitcoin. Don't that suck? But hey, this is the end of the month, and let's check out this monthly scenario here. So I'm just going to pop this up full screen on the monthly. Really? I thought you had a much better candle. It's the itchy. Okay. Hakanashi had a better candle there. Well, just what I see on the monthly. We got the 9 moving average getting right across the 50. I think that's very bullish in my opinion. Price is holding above the 21 moving average at the current time. Still in our little bargain area. 21 moving average is at $28,547. I think we have a good chance to hold that area. Seeing what's going on here, and even if we do fall, that 9 moving average will probably catch it around 28,000. So watching that closely, the monthly's got off to a little bit of a bad start. 29.10 all the way down to, dumped us down to 28.7. This happened just, within the last 4 hours or so. Not the greatest start. Had a, not really a doji candle, but, a thick-bodied candle here. Market's just still unclear. But some interesting things going on here. Where were you? My whole title hinged on this. It was Bitcoin, was it not? Or was it Bitcoin? I'm going to have to go change my title. It wasn't Bitcoin that flashed that great buy signal. It's the altcoins. So here on the monthly on the altcoins on total 2, we've got a green dot there. I need to go change that. I must try to be accurate here. I didn't mean for that to be caps, but it is. And there we go. Easy peasy. So now there will be some sideways action. This doesn't mean straight up or anything like that. We did red dot, green. We did green dot, red dot, green dot. But we could see, some nice moves out of our altcoins here. I think over, this coming month, the next few weeks looks like. Currently, it's kind of wanting to go down just a little bit, so we're going to go ahead and zoom over to the weekly. Ooh, that candle looks down too, but look what's right above it. We got this big, thick red cloud. Usually sucks us into it, right? We likes that. That could be good for our altcoins. Switching over to my Heikineshi candles because they're just easier to read. Cut out all that noisy junk. So the monthly looks good. Everything else looks, it's got a fight on its hands. Looking at the 4 hour, just caught support here at the 200 moving average, but we did find support there. Good indication that we could get a little bit of upside. Ichimoku Cloud says, not so quick, sucker. May drive you down further. Have to read in between the lines and paraphrase just a little bit, but there's no green here, and it's getting thin and spindly on the red. That's usually not a good sign. So monthly may look good, but this 4 hour looks pitiful for some of these indicators. For more downward action, if it breaks inside this pattern, yeah, we could be looking at altcoins going down short term. So short term looks like it wants to drop. We're going to continue here. 1 hour also agrees with that narrative as there's an official break back into that pattern. So short term altcoins are going to suffer. But on our longer term, it's starting to shape up. At least on the monthly. Monthly says we're going to go up. Monthly's got all the pull. Monthly's the big dog. If monthly says we're going up, we will go up. Now, we may get a little downside before that actually happens. So this week may be bumpy for altcoins. It looks like it's going to be. But within the next 2 to 3 weeks, maybe within 8 to 10 days, we should start seeing something nice. Other indicators are looking fairly healthy on the weekly here. Total 3. Grizz is in the house. What is up, Grizz? JNs asks, do you like Gala and Engine? Can you look at tokenomics and price predictions? I am not a big fan of Gala. I do play with Engine a little bit. I think I do still have some of that. I got some Gala. I thought I had some Gala too. Depends on the KuCoin situation. Rumors are that you still may be able to do some stuff on KuCoin. I know you can still sell. I had like a few cents over there. I tested that, but I haven't tried to buy anything. Tried to do futures, but I didn't have enough to even get a good futures thing with the pennies I had. Taking a look at Gala. I just thought I'd throw that out there about KuCoin. I'm thinking since, the rulings about XRP and securities in general there, that maybe we'll grow some balls and open things back up a little bit. Or at least tacitly comply. I'm not liking this at all. Let's take a look. Let's clear this whole thing out. I'm on the weekly here with Gala. Showing some bullish divergence there on the wave table. Not so much on the RSI, and that's where I think it really counts. So I think that fits nicely right there. Looks like a channel to me. With hopefully partial decline here at the bottom of this wick over here. So this could be a bottom, or it could just lose this and come all the way back down to 0.0045 cents. So we'll have to watch this a little bit carefully on the weekly. Ichimoku Cloud says there could be some more downward action. That's why I say that. Moving averages look a little bit rough under the 9. Things aren't looking so great on the weekly on Gala. It looks like Gala may actually break that key level. If it does, your next point of support is going to be at 1.5 cents. And let's come over here to CoinGecko. Gala has a maximum supply of 50 billion coins. And we're talking like Cardano style. It's got half of that in circulation. The rest of it's going to be distributed over time, and current market cap on this is $500 million. If all these coins were in circulation, to maintain this current price, there would need to be $1.1 billion as the market cap. to me, it's just going to be harder and harder to sustain a higher price on this one as those coins get released, and they seem to be released pretty regular, if I'm not mistaken. It has had a high of 82 cents. It's going to be twice as hard to get back up there, in my personal opinion. Something like this, I would look at the 618 or maybe 50% retracement, put it about 40 cents as a target. Because by the time that we get to that point, we're not sure how many coins are going to be in circulation, be diluted. So it's got a high inflation to it. So I'm not a big fan. It's going to take a lot of money to make this thing move over time. Just like Cardano, it sucks to trade. It sucks as a long-term hold. It's a snail. But when it does move, it's profitable. And these big, I'm not a fan of any coin with these outrageous, supplies. You can find faster horses with ones with lower supplies. So that's my feeling on Gala. But I mean, it can definitely go up, and you can make some good returns. But I think to me, it's just too frustrating, and I think there's some opportunity cost. We'll check out Engine, and I'll look here on Binance. First one I come to there. On the daily here. So that's our first trend there. This is going to be our second. Which, more of a downward channel there. Go keep it with those wicks there, just to define the extent there that we gotta get past. So it's got a good chance to break to the upside in this pattern. Whether it does it now or comes down and retests this 23 cent area still has to be determined. It's got to get above that 200 moving average on the daily to be bullish, and currently we are below that. Other moving averages are trying to line up and trying to do something, trying to turn things around. But the way that this 100 moving average is crossing that 200 tells me that, it's going to take it a little while to start getting momentum to come back up to the upside, to cross over that 200 again. So some sideways, in my personal opinion. So probably retesting this bottom area a couple of times and hopefully not breaking to the downside of it. So Engine. Much better, I think. I still think 1 billion coins is way too many, but hey, when you start seeing 50, 60 billion and 420 trillion and all these crazy numbers out there, suddenly 1 billion doesn't look too bad. 291 million market cap, so still low. I think it's at 29 cents. I think it's still a good price. And 1 billion, we know that these things can hit anywhere between $5 to $8 on up to $50. All-time high for this one was $4.48 or $4.82. So well within those ranges. And the numbers I threw out there just depend. I mean, we got Chainlink is the main one that I compare things to. It's a $1 billion market cap. It got up to, I think, $52 or something through there. Several other ones that we can look at 1 million. Just to see the ranges that they got to. And it varies, but definitely possible to get $30, $40, $50 tokens out of this market cap, or out of the supply. It just depends on what sector it is and the demand for it and the hype behind it. Mostly it's hype because these coins, a lot of them actually don't really do nothing. And that's just an important thing to keep in mind. So engine, I like it. And it's just kind of, it's an accumulation. It had a distribution up here, and now it's just going to slowly accumulate. Hopefully turn this area, keep it as, this was resistance here and here, and now we got it as support, and just retesting that area. Once that's confirmed, then we can start seeing some of those higher areas again. And at least up to $1.52, shorter term. Now, if you're looking for like maybe a price prediction, like bull market or something like that, the quick and down and dirty one. When did this come in? Okay, that's about right. I would rely on my fib levels there. Has some good possibilities, and it varies quite a bit. I got $19 doable and $40. That 618 though, not a big fan of that. It's at $111. I'm hard pressed to see that happen, but not saying that it couldn't. Let me try one other version of this. I wanted to do a paste extension here. This is a possible $9. Of a different number. There is always different every time you pull it, just depending on where. It's not the number, it's the zone. We had 111, now we're getting more like 109 right now. I got 107 at the current moment. It's a zone. But $18, $19, $38, I could definitely see it going to about $40. I think that's a good target. And if we were to play around, AB equals CD type move. Depends on where it breaks out of though, but let's just say it's right here. Also takes us up to about that $40 area, giving us some confluence. So that's what I see for engine. I do like engine, and I do have some of that over, I think, at crypto.com is where I'm parking it. Nothing huge, but if it goes up to $38, I'll be happy. That would be, for a long-term hold, I think, it has done well before. It can do well again, getting back up to its previous all-time highs at 13, 14x. Getting up to the possible $38 area. Talking about a 13, 14x there. It's worth that shot. Right, let me grab the chat and bring it over here. See it now. On my laptop when I was away, when I would do this, you guys couldn't see this. But on my studio setup here at home, I like being able to do this. Okay. So do you like Gala? Okay, we looked at that. Some bearish pattern right now where Bitcoin is on the daily. I'm buying big on 21. 6,000 around there, you're ready. If it goes back to 21K, you'll buy a lot. I don't blame you. I would too. Will it go back there? Chris says Sin is getting some juicy prices. Chris also says he likes that the Max Supply engine is already out. Jessam, it is. That is awesome. So a pick between engine and Gala. I definitely like Gala, or I definitely like engine a lot better than Gala. I think you can get a bigger return on this one over Gala. Gala's going to continue to dump on your head, I believe. Jane says his target for engine is $20. Can we look at LRC and KSM? Sure can. Grizz was talking about Sin. Let's take a look at Sin real quick. Sin's another one of those $1 billion tokens out there. Tiny market cap of 1.6 million because this little sucker's dropped a lot since I started looking at it. I've just been buying and stacking. I saw what it can do on the land sale. It has gone just a little bit further than I had expected until one day, and I saw the possibility of where it was going. And I was like, oh God, no, save us. She went there. I still got my Sin Mags packed, and I do just basically dollar cost averaging on this unless I see a juicy pattern. But I'm playing this one for the long run. It's in my nice little juicy buy box. I think I will clear this out and redo this though, but that's my current buy box. I'm on the weekly. Daily don't look too hot to me. It's holding that trend line though. That's good. Oh, look at that little bitty. You guys probably can't even see that little bitty sliver of green right here on the Ichimoku cloud. To me, that's the next sign after all this red. Good sign that red's about ready to soak us up into it. What do you say on the smaller time frame? Oh, there's some good things and some bad things. Don't like that. That's not making me happy. All right, let's get rid of it. Where am I on? KuCoin. Zoom out just a minute here. This area right here, half a penny, a little above half a penny. We're having trouble there. It keeps repping. It keeps trying to get past that max, but man, when it gets up to 0.005299, oh, it just starts losing all that strength and starts dropping that weight back on its chest. No bueno. Would have an issue up here at 1.3 cents too. Trying to draw a line and it will not cooperate with me. Press the right buttons. There we go. So anybody not familiar with, oh, hold your eyes, geez. Oh man, switch over, baby. Give them time to load up, I guess. So Sinverse, quit asking me questions, man. They got a cool demo out right now, and I think they've got the land sales and things like that. It's just a little metaverse game thing. It's the first adult R-rated metaverse. So think of, was it GTO? Grand Theft Auto? GTA. With blockchain elements and NFTs and things like that, and land. You can own land in the universe kind of like you can Sandbox and things like that. Very cool. And you can download the game or the demo part of it and play it and all this other stuff that they got going on. I just think it's one of my lottery tickets, one of my wild cards. And I decided, hey, I want to throw so much in here, which is more than I would normally ever throw in something like this. take my chances with this one. So I'm riding this one, baby. Because getting back up to, well, just this little problem area, that's a 63% return from its current prices. Looks like KuCoin was a little late getting this one in, weren't they? Oh, this thing has reached 6 cents before. A little over a year ago. This is the recent land sale that they had. Boosted back up to 1.6 cents. And this is an area that I think we can definitely get back up to. And that's about a 300% return, or 3x. And remember, this one is a $1 billion market cap. So for this one to go from 0.003 to, let's say, just $3, pretty nice return. So I'm not saying that it will, may flop. Who knows? But it's just going to be one of my plays. It's the one I chose to go with, baby. I like it. I think she's got potential. She caters to the element of human behavior. Also in this very cool pattern that has not come back up and anywhere near ready to break out of, but does have a 70% chance to break to the upside of this, back up to these areas. In this 5-6 cent area. 5-6 cent area is what? An 18x. So I like it. I like it a lot. Strega says Rep looks green. Gris says he's long on sin too. Yeah. Rep BT looks good. Yeah, not the normal one. Okay, we'll check that out. I go back to the laptop so you don't blind us. You don't blind us on that. The laptop actually, it did pretty well, I thought. It's just I don't have a good sound set up for it though. But I can try to work with that. I may have to use that again here in the next week or two. You said engine to $30 to $50, but you said that's around 13x, more like 130x. And yeah, don't trust my math. Yes, I will fumble words and numbers a lot. But yeah, I do think engine can get up to about that. I think about $40, $48. And yeah, I guess you're right. I was looking at the percentage thing. It's at 13,000% or something like that. Rep. Oh, geez. What happened to you, dude? On the weekly there, did not look good. Checking it out on Ethereum. I got out of this one. It broke my limit. So I said that this was my line in the sand, and well, I said $1.74. I guess it was on the chart I was looking at. On this one, it's $1.72. So, and I think that's about somewhere in that area. Whatever it came out to on Uniswap. I swapped it for ETH, back to ETH. But at that level, said it's over. My trade idea is gone. The likelihood of this being a flag and going to the upside, that's shot. It's more like some kind of wild accumulation. And maybe some more downside because, again, the fundamentals I'm not crazy about after learning a little bit more about this. I don't know if Token Metrics is still recommending them yet or not. I hadn't had time to check that again because I don't have that on my laptop. I just liked Token Metrics had it. I saw this bullish pattern with the lineup saying it's getting ready to do something really nice. Got in on it at $1, rode the baby up, made a moon bag. Do a little bit more in a couple of different places here, and seeing where we broke that, I'm out. Because I don't want to rod this baby down, and considering the questionable fundamentals at the moment, you know, I don't know if I want to mess with this one at all. It is starting to look a little bit bearish here, though. Now, the good thing is we're testing the 618 at $1.57. So it may find some support there, but the moving averages here on the 4 hour, they still kind of want to go down a little bit. Ichimoku Cloud says it may want to go down a little bit too. So we may see. Here's the thing, falling wedge right here. 64% chance that it will come back down to retest the breakout area. That would be an 88% retracement of all this. So that may be what we're in store for here, and that's kind of ugly. But that would be a great area to jump back in on this as a risky trade, because that may be making it part of a much bigger pattern that has another high target. So keep my eye on it. I'm not going to rule it out, but I don't want to be in it while it comes down and figures things out. But that was the whole thing, just seeing the patterns. And right now, there's not a good setup for it. There is no setup for it right now. You may be possibly in a falling wedge, and it can stay in more of a channel, and it can stay in that channel until it's not, and that means coming all the way back down here. So his biggest hope is maybe finding support here, and the 50 and the 100 continuing sideways. That may give you a bounce here and get a little rounding, and then I'll look at it then. If we can confirm this as a support level, I might look at taking another chance on it. But right now, I don't see anything that's appealing to me. So you think Engine can get 32 billion market cap if it gets to $50? Is that realistic? I am saying that Engine it has a $1 billion. Yeah, I guess I am, because it gets crazy in those bull markets. We should be getting a lot more mass adoption on this next cycle. So we could actually see some crazy numbers, because they were a little subdued this last time. Of course, we have to factor in some other things about just the ton of useless altcoins that are being, unleashed on us every day. So, but when you have one that actually does something, or, has some substance behind it, and a history behind it, I think it's got a better chance to pop. I was going to go with, here we go, with Link. Link, 1 billion. Circulating supply is half that. Half of it still hasn't been put out yet. Market cap is 3 billion. It's trading at 739. So no, I don't think it has to get to, for it to get up to the $30 to $48. Yeah, I would have to do that. And I'm not saying necessarily the Engine would do that. It may only get to the $7, $8 range, where Chainlink is now. But Chainlink did get up to $52 with all the hype on it, but it also had a lot fewer coins in circulation. So I don't think I would just sit and just let it sit idle hoping for those big numbers. I think I would have a plan in place where to take profit on the way up. My particular plan on something like that is Fibonacci, which, when we looked at it over here, because I think it gives you a more realistic expectation on how to work a trade. Swing low overall to swing high gives you all your target points, and this one's saying possible. The 414 is quite a reach, but we're at least looking at the 27, and that's got you right at 19, just under 20. That one's highly doable. This one, depending on how crazy the bull market goes, yeah, I'm going to keep that. Let me raise that up to match that one there at $40. And like I said, we did take an AB equals CD. It gave us some confluence for those areas too. So seeing that, then yeah, that just the technicals back it up to me that we got a good shot of getting that. But it could take you're looking at, if it were to follow my line exactly, price action were to follow my line exactly, which it will not do, it would reach that November 2025. For me as a trader, I'm looking in this area here, taking my profit and running. And I'm never selling all of everything, just keeping a little in there in case something goes. And then when I kind of see that this market is actually taking a turn, bailing out of all of them. All right, can we look at LRC? And this is on Bitfinex on the weekly. So this should be loop ring. So I'm not really in on that one this time. I did play with it last time, and it was a boring one to do, and then it jumped. So it was really boring until all of a sudden it wasn't. It would 21 cents. It would love to hang around there. So it's definitely at a key level. I can tell about that before we can get to the chart. So we got loop ring, 1.3 billion. Most of it is circulating. That's cool. Market cap 263 million. Not shabby. Current downtrend, it got up to 375. Okay. 1.3 billion. 375. Doable, right? Wasn't crazy impressive though. And let's make sure, yeah, we got enough data here. So about 1.5 pennies down up to 378 there, according to this chart. So you catch it at 3 cents. So you bail out at 72 cents. This is 2,426% return. The big part of that move would be about 13,000% ROI. So you can definitely get in on these small cap coins, or mid to small cap. I consider this one a small cap still, and definitely make some bank. And that was when it was just painfully slow. It just seemed very painfully slow. Chart actually looks kind of nice on the weekly, but experiencing it, it was like it didn't want to do much of anything. So currently now we're at the 50% area. Seem to be holding that. We're just below it. We've lost it actually. Chance we can come down to just about 13 cents, maybe. See if the other indicators are saying that. A little sideways there. It looks probable that over the next few weeks, this one may come down to about 13 cents. It may be trying to form a double bottom. So this area here at 18, and that's a key area for loop ring. It likes that one too. That's the first area I would look for. You may be, and with this formation here, doing a scallop. We may be coming back to this area just to make a bigger double bottom. That may actually be holding there. That's probably, if we take another Fibonacci, Okay, it's got some confluence there. It's also a possible measure of move down here at 8 cents for it to drop down to. Just keep that in mind for this rising channel that we were just in. $618 is coming in right here at just about 13 cents. The big thing to note here is that is broken market structure here, and did that back in April. So that means down and sideways until it finds a stopping point. It found support here at this current previous level, and maybe that will hold. It's a support and resistance area. It was resistance here, flipped it to support. So that's where we are currently. And if that holds, then hey, that's great. You know, we can work sideways and everything and start regaining our momentum. It'll be in a little bit of accumulation, and we'll have kind of a double bottom. Also in a falling channel, and that gives credence to that idea that you can, you know, got a higher percentage chance to get a breakout out of this, and do some of that sideways and up action. So in the long term, it looks all right. On the short term, it's just kind of struggling a little bit. Not looking good on the 4 hour at all. It's getting ready to come down. And it's going to check to see if this area here at, what is that, 20 cents? 20 and a half cents. All the way down to 19 and a half cents to see if those areas will hold. Kind of getting a little toppy crazy there. What say you where you go? Oh, look at that. Ooh, retest. Bam, bearish. Okay, so you can definitely take a measure move from this. You're not going to lock it though. And it takes us down here to about 18 cents. So, loop ring. And we just talked about how Total 3 just got a weekly, one of them weekly green dots. Didn't say it was going to go crazy and go up. We just said, hey. It wasn't the weekly, it was the monthly. The monthly green dot. I said overall, that's a great sign for some more up, but it's going to take it a couple weeks, it looks like, for us to start really feeling that. 3 day is still on the downside. Daily has been on the downside. So it looks like over the next few days, we're seeing a little bit of a pullback on some of these alts. Not looking too hot, but it does indicate the next, there's light at the end of the tunnel is how I'm reading that on Total 3. So we did a loop ring, and you grab a chat over here. Last cycle, there was a pretty good amount of coins that went above 10 billion market cap. Wow, that's crazy too. Crazy numbers, especially from each bull market to bull market. Those numbers get unreal. Chris, do you think Kasama will reach 10 billion too? Says, don't know, but it went crazy last cycle. I still can't figure out why. Very true, very true. Let's see what else we missed here. I think I'll put 350 in the engine, and I can make 35K if it gets $30. Hope I can, but you think it'll come back down to 16 or a penny and a half, basically on ZIL? That is a good price. I liked Zill in the last one. They're not convincing me so much that they're going to do anything with that chain so far this time, but I'm still playing it. I don't know. You see $800 turn into $15,000. You think, yeah, I kind of like you. All right, so I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. I know I'm missing some stuff, so just throw it out to me again if you want to take a look at it, and I haven't. But we did go over engine a little bit. What is Kusama doing? Kusama has done some crazy stuff, so that's why I've decided to get a little bag of this time around too. And it was working out beautifully on KuCoin until all that shenanigans happened. And at the very moment, I can't remember. I think I did move some of that off. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I did. I think I do still have that. Most of the stuff that I ditched were Ethereum tokens, ERC20s and stuff, because I don't want to pay gas fees and stuff. Gas fees have not been as terrible. I mean, they're high, but I'm seeing them a lot of times catch them $3 to $4. I've seen 12 to 15 pop up a few times during midday. But, that's barely, I was seeing $300 fees before, and that was just crazy unreal. And idiots out there trading and all that, being fine with it. I guess because they're making so much money. I don't know. That kind of burnt me on ETH. Kusama on the daily, man, $22. I think that's awesome. Look at this. Before. Pretty sure I think I'm going to leave it on here this time. So I'm not a master of these at all. I'm ready to be a godly with a type 2 retest. So I am told. But overall, this is a very bullish pattern that they're supposed to be highly accurate, but it takes them a while to play out. And they come down to these lower levels here. And sometimes, instead of going up, they will come back and do what they call a type 2 retest before it starts going ballistically crazy. Again, should at least come back up to these same areas, which is saying $476. This portion of the night of TA, I am borrowing from Mitch Ray because he knows much more about this idea than I do, but I liked it, so I held on to it. And so I also am looking for this pattern to play out because they freaking fascinate me. My TA has it in the fallen channel, hopefully getting a partial decline here. It's still at these, retesting this area again. You could look at this as an accumulation also with Wyckoff. Several different ways you could look at this being the range. And so $48 definitely, that's our next key level. After we spank $23 or whatever, regain this 200 moving average on the daily, we're looking at 48 as our next target, and then back up to about 114, and look at it on back on up. Eventually, hopefully, in about $400 or so. I would like to hear some more things fundamentally come out about it, but this is just a very bullish setup. So I like it. I got me some. I'm waiting for it to do something for me. I'm going of ready. Okay. Good night, man. And Zilliqa. Let's take a look at Zilliqa. I like those Zilliqa. Ooh, I like that too. I think she's doing one of those funky patterns. I swear I do. When you see this and you got the mirroring thing going on, there's something harmonic going on there. It's just got the mirror. So if I zoom out and play with that little thing. I didn't mean it that way. It came out that way. I'm just going to shut my mouth right now. I'm not even going to pretend with this. When I see these bottoms, they usually play out with some harmonic pattern, and I am not a harmonic expert at all. So I would not venture there, will not go there, even though they are fun to play with once in a while. This one's kind of wild with that little spike up there. It could also be a falling wedge. Just got some, you know, the angles here with those tops. Not really sold on this pattern. It broke structure over here, so we're coming down. We need to take a Fibonacci from this swing low to swing high. So we could look at this as a possible AB equals CD. We didn't go over that on another coin. Had a similar setup. That gets us close up to this 414 area. I'll mark that about 274. This is a moonshot here. Very long term on the weekly. Just one idea there. We took our Fibonacci from here. We're going to bounce on the 618. I like that. I like that. It's double bottom, hopefully, there. And I'm going to go ahead and call this falling wedges. I believe that's what we got here on the weekly. Come down to the daily. See how these things line up here. It's like we're going to be stuck with that weird wick. And it does make the angles line up. We'd take that as our measure move. Add a breakout area. That would get us back up to about 15 cents. Zilliqa. So Zilliqa, you're currently coming in at 2. Could you come down again? Could you come down? That 618 is not lining up so great there. Let me see what we got here. You're right. You're technically right. So to come down to 1.5 cents, could it do it again? It could. Looking at these indicators. The divergence, not really any divergence there. She is under the 9. Moving average there. Kind of sandwiching between the 15 to 21. 50's found support. Yeah, it's got a good shot of actually coming down to these lower numbers. I don't know if it'll actually make it down to there, but definitely close to it. Yeah, I think you said 1 point. You said 1.6 actually. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's got a good shot of doing it. It's going to take a little while to tire out, maybe another week or two, while apparently our altcoins are going to suffer for about a week or so. But then something should turn around, so maybe that'll be the support time. Yeah, that's a good call, Chris. And depending on how you want to draw that little line, retest, bearish retest there to the downside. It may give us some insight there too. 1/8's a good area. But yeah, this 886. That'd be an 886 retracement there to come to that area. I like any of them. I think anywhere under 2 cents, I think is a good good price for Zilliqa. And I'm looking forward to at least get about a 10 to 12x. I think it had 29 cents one year, I think, and 23 cents last run, I believe. Here we got it at 23. So I like Zilliqa. Striker says I want to get more at discounts, but I'm strapped at the moment. I don't have a whole lot of liquidity right now. I have to either look at doing something with Bitcoin or Ethereum. So yeah, I can kind of identify with that. All right, guys. It's 12 o'clock. 1 hour is just already passed. Might as well go on an extended vacation. We're finally home. Woo. But and hopefully the original setup sounds better. Got a few kinks to work out there. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a stream, but I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate your support. If you can't hit that like button on your way out, we gotta get.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, Elvis. All right, guys. Have a good night. I appreciate you.
Come on, come here, boy. Come on. You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze. Every word that comes out is a lie. Make it look like it's so ice. You won't make it to the finish line. Now if you gotta know the truth was gonna let you go. You was fine, never mind, unpredictable. Fade out of the ground, you ain't no one. You a star, blow it up like supernova. In the nighttime, hit my hotline. Sharing secrets, you wish really was about your life. Basic bullets, with no bullets. Does your wifey know you're begging for my notice? Promise you're the same, running for the meds. Sure you like my vibe, pass my candy on my wrist. Bad habits,